Hello, beautiful people. Future me. Welcome to another programming workout of mine. 5 minutes of typing and then some exercises on execute program. That's what we do today. So let's get into it. Alright. What is the result? 4%. Nice. And 45. 44. Okay. So let's go to the next one. All right. %, 45. Okay, cool. So now we will continue on the exercises. So first will be the execute program JavaScript. So let's get into it. Function, return name, so this is empty string, JSON parse, oh no. Parse is to get the object, right? So this will be error. Yep. 2 to the power of 3, that is 8. 1, 1, 2, 4, 8, yep. And so here f.name, this is also, well, this will be f. It takes the name from here. And subcode. So write a safe integer multiply function that multiplies two numbers. If the product of the number isn't safe integer, it should throw an error. You can throw it with, okay. So we will have a result, and that will be let result equal to x times y, and then we will check if the result is okay or not. So if and number, and it was is safe integer, I think. Here goes result, like so. Then we will throw new error, throw new error, and they want this guy, throw new error, like that. Okay, and otherwise we will return the result. Result, like that, and bam. Yep, I guess that is safe integer, cool. Number is not a number. The number dot is nan, returns true only if here the thing is nan, so this is false. Now we have a user in a mirror, then we deconstruct it, takes the name, return name, get name user, will return a mirror. This is okay. Then here's a code. Use new to instantiate an array of two cuts. Mrs. Fluffy key new. Okay, so const cats. There's a class defined, so I will do them in here. So let's do new cat, and the first one will be named what? Mrs. Fluff. Fluff. I'll close that, and the second field in the array will be Kinu cat. So new cat, and here we'll say Kinu, like that, and close the array. And this is closed. This is closed. This is constant. Okay, so that should work, and it does. Now we will parse, and the parse, if we put in the second parameter after the string some method, it will be used for parsing. And first, this whole object will be passed in it. The key will be I don't know what, the value is this. And so we will get just the never mind. So never mind. Then we are doing the same thing. We are parsing this guy, and we are providing this this function. If the key is equal to age and the value is 36, we will return 36. Otherwise, we will return value. So this will return the value, but this will be changed. So we will get a object, and the reverse was stringify, right? Maybe it's somewhere in here, and maybe it isn't. Okay, so we will get the name, and that will be Amir. That is okay, and then we will have an age, and I mean, okay, it will be the same, but this one is catched by this if statement, so we will return this guy, which is 36. 36. Close the object. That's it. Then we are parsing and stringify. So stringify takes an object and put it into string, and the similar way as the JSON parse, it also can take the second parameter function as a second parameter, and that will be used to do to be used to create a string from it. So here to JSON is called that method. Oh yeah, so it is not the second parameter, it is inside of the object. If one of the fields of the object is to JSON, it will be used to stringify that object. And whatever the output of that that function is, that will be used to stringify. So notice that we have an object in here. Okay, and when we put it to string and then we parse it again, we will get this object in here. This was a mirror, like so. Write a function that takes an array of user objects, then returns an array of their addresses, cities. Use nested destruction to get the city property out of the user address. Sure. So we have some mapping, and we want Paris, Nassau, and undefined. So we will say we want address dot okay, hold on. We'll take a parameter like one of the elements, so it will be user, and we will output user dot address dot city, like that. Easy. Yep, this is the right way to do it. Run. I'm not sure if I used the destructuring, but it works. What is here? So users lives in city, address city name, city. Okay, and we are now calling this method with this input parameters, and it takes address, city name. Okay, so it destructures this guy over here, the city, and then we are using it to compare it with the city name, and if it's equal, we'll return true, and it is, so we will return true. Users is an array of two objects with a name field, and we destructure just the second one, and we take the name out of it, so that is users. No, that we will take it from users, and then we print out the name, so that is Betty. And it is better because we omit the first one in here, that's this place on this place, and then we assign, we structure the name from the second field in the array. Write a double numbers template literal tag. It mimics normal string interpolation, but doubles all of the interpolated values as they are inserted. Sure, no problem. So we have a result, and that's the thing we will append, and we will double the numbers. So first of all, we will put in the strings. Oh, notice that the way we are calling it, it's not like double numbers and then open bananas and close bananas and that. And we just say double numbers and then followed by literal. This way we will get two arrays as an input. It will be strings and values. The strings are those things, this one, and then empty string after the last variable, or something if it's there. They are always one more element than the values, and the values are the second parameter. They come as a second parameter. So we want double the numbers. So we will append to the result, which is the value we will returning, the strings. So for each there, we will say result plus equal strings at the position of I. Then I said this one is shorter, right? So we will check if we are out of bound on the values array. So we will say if we are in, which is I is smaller than values dot length, like that. Then we will append a double of the value we are given in. So the result is equal, and that will be values at the position of I, and we will multiply it by 2, like so. I'll close the if statement, and I will close the for loop, and we will return the result like so. And hopefully I don't have a typo anywhere, and I don't. Next thing, add a volume function method to the 3D rectangle below. It should return a function that returns the 3D rectangle's volume. The function that you return should be an arrow function, which will ensure that it can see the rectangle's this. Okay, so they are getting the function in here, and then they are calling it. So we will return a function. So we will say this is the volume functions, like that, and we will return a function which take no input parameters, and I will output base area time height. So we will say this dot area, base area, and we will call it. So we will get the value, and we will multiply it by height of the rectangle. So we will say this because we want on this instance of the object height. Okay, I misspell it all the time. And close it. Now, yeah, we are inside of the object, so I do comma. And this one is closed, this one is closed, this one is closed. It looks dandy. Cool. Define an area method on the rectangle class. Okay, so this is similar, but we will not return a function, we will return a value. So we will say area, which is the name of our function. It will take no input parameters. And in the body, we will return the computed area. So we'll say return this dot width times this dot height. Here we go, like that. And that's it. That's it. Define a cat class whose constructor takes both name and age. Store the name and age at properties on this. Yes, sir. So we will have a constructor. It takes name and age, they say. And we will store it, those properties on this. So let's say this dot name equals name. And they are asking for a name, right? New cat, yeah, age name. And they are sorting it alphabetically here on the execute program, so I don't have to worry about that. And this dot age equals age, like that, and we close the class. And that is everything they ask for, so execute. Now what we have, so we stringify and then parse this object, so we will get the same thing in here. So we will get an object with a field name with a value of Amir. Number is finite. 5 is finite, so this is true. And we finish. We have another examples. Okay, let's go. Class user constructor name, this name equals name, and then we are using symbol toString tag, and we are returning this name, and this is just showing that we can use the symbols as a key in a function in a class, I guess. So it will say Amir. Same thing, and this, well, this is not the same thing. This will show us that the stringify ignores all of the keys which are symbols. So we will get only the name if we do the roundabout. So the object we will get is the one which one field, name, and the value Amir. Then this is an example of the rest operator, which is those 3 dots. And we take there's a function which takes first parameter and will store it in first, and all of other parameters will be stored in this array and will output the array rest. So we will get this users, name Amir and name Betty, so that's array of them. Then we are going over the users and we are pushing the value in the name which we destructured in here in the names field. So the names will be filled with Amir and Betty. Is finite minus infinity, that is false. Cat ages. There is a new map. Here they are initializing in the constructor. They provide an array of the arrays which have a pairs, and then they are showing array from cat ages keys. So cat ages keys will get us those fields, those are the keys. So we'll get an array which will say Mrs. Fluff and Kinu, like so. Next thing, we have emails, which is another map. This is another way how you can fill the map. This setting, and set takes the key, and this is the value. The key comes always first and the value always second. So it takes two input parameters. That's it. And then we are creating array from emails. Emails will take those, and this will be array, this will be array, and everything will be put in one big array. And here we have a destructuring. So we are ignoring the first one, which is Amer and Amer example, and we destructure to the constants called name and email in those fields. So name would be Betty and email would be this value over here. And then we are using it in the template literal to construct a string. So it will be the email for, and the name is Betty. Betty is, and it is Betty at example.com. Betty at example.com, like so. Define a convertible class with I forgot what it is. Okay, let's see. Class with myString tag and myString, which work in the same way. The symbol toString tag and toString. Your class should have a myString method that does the same thing as toString. That method should access the myString tag symbol property on this, so that object can customize their own myString behavior without redefining myString itself. Gotcha. The default output of myString should be object, so you need to provide a default implementation of myString tag that returns object. So that will be getter on myString tag symbol. We've included a class that will inherit from your convertible class and customize its string conversion. So that will be overridden our string conversion. Remember that you can never access a symbol key by doing this dot myString tag. I have to use this and then the square brackets and that without the exclamation mark in here. So we have the class convertible. We will create a myString tag will be defined symbol in here, so that will be new symbol, and it takes a constructor, and in it is a string, which doesn't matter which one, which is. This does not matter at all. I will do the semicolon because I'm a nice person. And then we will write a convertible, and we want to write two things, and that is the getter for the myString tag, and we want to write our myString method, which will return this guy over here. So first we will set up the getter, so it will say get, and here will be the reference to our symbol. So myString tag as a computed property, this is how you do it. And it will take no input parameters, and we will return return what is it, object like so, semicolon, nice person, remember. And then we have the thing which will be written on here. And no, that will be not overwritten. The getter will be overwritten. So we can check if we wrote it correctly. And it returns this dot name, and the name is changed. So okay, so we will implement the myString method. So we will say myString, no input parameters. This will be the method overridden, and we will return, and we will use the template literal to construct it. So first we will say object, and here we will provide the this value, which will be returned by getting the myString tag. So we will say the first computed will be this. Oh, it is not this dot. They warned me about it. It is this and this way. myString tag. And I'm over the time, but I feel like finishing this, so let's go. myString tag, like that. And then we have the closing square bracket. And we close this template literal. And be a nice citizen and do the semicolon. So let's check. So we are string, my user string, plain string, then string, then Betty string. Okay, so it should be object, object, object Amir, object Betty. I think this should work. So Control Enter, and symbol is not a constructor. I didn't do constructor, but I have. Oh wow, they changed it. I have more tries to do that. Okay, so I will just create a constructor, and that will be it. And constructor like this. Nice citizen, remember? Run. Okay, what is wrong? Type error, symbol is not a constructor. Maybe I don't want this. Unexpected token. Like where? Just like this, I believe. Or maybe. Here it will tell me at least. Console, I want go. So the first line, new symbol. Oh, it is not a constructor, so maybe it is without this new thing over here. So it will be just symbol. Oh, it was already defined, and that is, I know. Okay, so I will reload this. Ah, crap, that's not what I wanted. Like that. Clear. I will do that, then go away. Okay, so this one works. And so we will delete this thing over here. And that one works. Okay, so I forgot that this is not initialized, just a symbol. You just call symbol and that returns you something. Okay, I thought you are creating kind of like object. Apparently no. So we'll just finish this. So we have a new map, and then we have an array from cat ages values. So this will be 2 and 4. And then we are parsing, so stringify, and then we are parsing it. And this is just an array. Okay, I'm not sure what this will do. Oh, it is an array, so there will be just an array. So we'll get the same thing, and the undefined is the thing. They are doing null or undefined. I think they are in in the JSON there are only nulls. So let's go with that and see. Yep, it's exactly that way. Okay, so I finished that, and we are way over the time, so that means we are done, and done is better than perfect, and I'll see you next time. Bye.